with what you were saying there, where I don't know about you, but I've done things in the past where I was lifting, doing 300+ pound squats, for example. I don't do that anymore. I don't even do squats anymore, but my legs are much more developed than they were in my early 20s when I was doing that. So it's like, and the reason why I'm saying that, because some people will make the argument where it's like, if you're lifting more, like, for example, if you're an advanced lifter, you've been doing things right for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, for example, 20 years. And I don't know, you got your squat from 400 to 410 or something like that in a short span. And all the variables were like, the execution was perfect. You're eating in a surplus. You're doing all the right things to build muscle. Could you have built new tissue? Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe, you know what I mean? But it would probably be super slow. I don't know, right? It's like one of those things where I don't think there's a clear answer unless you do some experiment in a lab,
Right.
So
exactly. And I think you can still get better. I just don't think that you're building that much more muscle. And I could be wrong. Like, I don't know if, I see Jeff Alberts, he's getting back on stage this year. I'm curious to see, like, and it takes a really specially trained eye to even see the difference if you look at comparison shots, when he does get back on stage this year. And I know I've been watching Berto as well, and he's made some really strong improvements in his back, and I know that he's been talking about that a lot. So I'm curious to see. I mean, he's not 40, right?
He's in his 30s still, so he's still in that window where
still got time.
He's still got time. I mean, then again, it's like, is there, like, when you turn 40, all of a sudden you can't build? It's like one of those things where who really knows? I mean, you could just show up every day, do the work, and enjoy the process, because the end of the day, we're talking about small amounts of muscle being built. Like, that's really, at that point, I don't know, maybe some people are doing it for that, maybe some people aren't. I mean, for me, it's the process, enjoying the journey, hence the podcast and all that good stuff. So
for sure, man. Yeah, it's really, I mean, because other than that, it becomes all consuming, which for the right person, it's not a bad thing, right? I just noticed that I'm here for, I'm a bodybuilder. How should I say this? I am not a bodybuilder solely. I bodybuild. I build my body. Right? So like, I am not this solely. I do that. Like, and that's where I think for many years I was the bodybuilder, and that's all I did, and that's all I was, and I had no other kind of range. And again, if you're looking to take it to that, the Olympia stage, I think that you need that. I realized early on that that's not the direction I wanted to go in. So I've just used bodybuilding as a tool to get me to, through a lot of shit, right? Mentally, physically, and you got to move your body. So before I was competing, I was doing judo when I was 9, and that was still movement. And I was able to, get my frustrations out, and I was able to, use up the energy, and that was my focus. So I think everybody needs something, no matter what it is. And bodybuilding is just weird, bro. Like, it's weird. You're like, it's just a strange, self-absorbed sport, especially if you're looking to be competitive with it. It's just a very strange thing. You're getting judged by 7 or 8, 9 random people who don't know you. They don't know what you've been through. They just judge you solely on what you see. We're trained as individuals to not judge people. Meanwhile, you're getting judged only on how you look. It's really like, I try to talk people out of it. And one of my clients want to compete. I'm like, it's really not for everybody. I'm like, I'll help you. I'm like, but I just want you to be aware of, like, it can really be a negative thing in your life. You're going to be on cloud 9 on Friday, feeling your best, looking your best. And then Saturday night, you can be, hating yourself and miserable. And it could really destroy, all your efforts by just either not placing well or self-criticizing yourself. It's just a strange thing. So you gotta be strong-minded to even put yourself in that arena. And I know, like, nowadays it's all about the glitz and the glam and the Insta photos, but it goes deeper than that. What happens when you're not competing? Who are you when you're not competing? Who are you when you're not on stage? Or who are you when you're not in the best shape of your life? What else are you doing? Those are the questions I ask myself. I'm not saying that for anybody else who's listening to this, but because at that age, I just wanted to do steroids. At that point, after my first show, I was like, all right, dude, what can I do? I want to get big. I want to get jacked. Once I realized that it wasn't the weight training, and it wasn't only the diet, there was something else that was those guys did that I wasn't doing, like the Hulk Hogan's, right? So